They've got scores to settle. First, they're going to once bounce back from a stinging defeat at the weekend at this very ground. And second score they'd want to settle is to get revenge for the defeat they suffered at the hands of Babina Noku in the corresponding fixture last season. It's a very good evening to you and welcome to the F&B Stadium here at Soccer City. It's a bitterly cold evening here on the Highveld. Overcast, but thankfully the rain has stayed away. But there's a cool breeze that's been blowing all day long. But there's a spread healthy crowd when you consider the conditions here that believe and are here to try and lift their team to make it 2 wins in 2 Betway Premiership matches. And as I said, of course, I will look to bounce back and erase the memory of that bitterly disappointing defeat against the Mountford Golden Arrows. Alongside me this evening is a man who wore the black and gold of Kaizer Chiefs in the years gone by, Brian Mate. Good to have you with us, Brian. Well, as I said, Chiefs will definitely still be hurting and smarting from that game that they lost at the weekend. They will still be asking themselves how they lost that match.
Well, I think as true professionals, it's all gone. It's about what is happening now, and that's the best way. I mean, it's not too far off where they lost. Now they've got to come out and face their fans and prove that they are worth it. And yes, there's enough quality in the side. It's the mentality which needs to kick in for the players, but it's an occasion. They're playing at home.
They're coming up against the rampant Sekhukhune United under their former coach, Kaizer, and they certainly made a bright start once again. Babina Noku. Well, that man in pink as well will hopefully have put what happened on Saturday behind him. It was a horrific mistake made by him, but if one thing we've come to learn about Brandon Peterson is that he's made of tough stuff upstairs when it comes to mentality. He has bounced back from adversity before, and I'm sure he'll want to once again prove that what happened there was nothing more than a glitch and look to build on what we saw from him last season. Yet to pick up a clean sheet in his 2 games so far this season. Big hug there from Daniel Cardoso, the captain of Sekhukhune United. It's all warm and fuzzy feelings there in the tunnel before they go out onto the pitch where, well, I can tell you it'll be intense. If last season's 2 matches between these 2 sides will be anything to go by, especially the game at this ground. A 3-1 win it was for Babina Noku with a Bradley Grobler brace. He has since moved on to greener, well, we don't know about greener pastures, but he certainly moved on as Sekhukhune opted not to exercise their option to extend his contract. He's now joined Stellies, so he's still going, is Bradley Grobler. The other scorer on that afternoon was Tabang Munari, also one we will not be seeing here this evening. Kaizer Chiefs, as I said, well, for them the scorer was Flavio Silva, and I can tell you he is on the bench this evening should he be required. I haven't seen him in action in the Betway Premiership. He missed even the game at the weekend. He wasn't there, so we'll be looking to get his first run out of the season. As they make their way out and then down, coming down the mine shaft, the 2 sides here this evening. Well, Sekhukhune United have shown a real appetite for goals. What a 7-goal thriller they were involved in at the weekend. A game that they will feel they really tried their best to lose. I mean, they were 3-1 up at some point in that game, somehow contrived to finally pick back and ended up being taken to extra time, where they scored another cracker. 4 different scorers, so their goals can come from just about anywhere. Let's talk to you about what the lineups look like. For Kaizer Chiefs, 5 changes from the team that lost to the Mountford Golden Arrows in the FTN 8. Into the side comes Etiosa Igodaro to lead the line and hopefully find them goals. Langale Lepili gets his first starter wide on the left-hand side. Dylan Solomon is preferred to Tabiso Munyani down the right-hand side of the defense, as Mongiseni Mtetwa takes over in the middle of the park, and Asanele Velepai will also be included in the attack for his first appearance of the season. Brian Mateo, what do you expect? Why all the changes?
Well, you mentioned that it was a thriller. They've conceded so many goals. They need to bolster the defense. They need to defend well. Again, when you attack, you need to be ruthless, but they have to create the balance. That is why the likes of Mtetwa is key for the team to be part of it in terms of his experience. Igodaro, of course, is a point of reference, but it's the likes of Kwineka and Miguel to be able to marshal the defense.
Sekhukhune United have also made changes, the same number of changes as Kaizer Chiefs, 5 in total from a team that defeated AmaZulu in the Cup. Brighton Global gets a start. He will lead the attack. He's already scored in the league. Vuyo Letlapa, a scorer as well at the weekend. He gets a start as well at fullback. Daniel Cardoso is included to lead the side, and Tato Khiba is in midfield. And there's a change in goal as well, where Milisi Buthelezi, having conceded 4 goals in 2 matches, well, is given a bit of a break. There's Fernando de Cruz, the Kaizer Chiefs coach there, who isn't overly worried by what happened over the weekend. He says that this is all they are building something. Cedric Kaizer admitted that he walked in the wrong direction when he walked in and walked to the home team dressing room. It wasn't long ago that he was last year in charge of the home side. Our match referee, Abongile Tom, a representative from the World Cup. He's the man actually who was in charge when these two sides met in the corresponding fixture last season. So Chiefs will be hoping he's not a bad omen for them. He presided over the 3-1 winner for Sekhukhune United. He's assisted by another World Cup official, that is Zakele Swela and Kenny Mamegwa, as well as Joseph Makubo is our 4th official, a match commissioner, Jablani Zema. All set then for action. Wow, couldn't have asked for a tougher game, Kaizer Chiefs, to try and bounce back. If there's one thing you want to do after a defeat, you want to get back out onto the park there and put things right. But they face a tough test here, a team that have made a perfect start to the season, 2-2, as Luke Bartman kicks for touch. Not the first time we've seen that. I think that is not what he meant to do. He was looking for touch, but instead it's gone all the way out over the dead ball line for a goal kick.
I think it was intentional. I think the plan was to say pressure is on you. Let's see how you attack us.
He would have wanted to put it close to the corner flag as possible. Yeah, but it went over the dead ball line instead. So, as you said, the Chiefs have yet to keep a clean sheet in their 2 matches so far this season. So that will be a priority, no doubt. And I think they want a little bit more control in midfield. That's why they've added the hard man in Sibongiseni Mtetwa, the Ox. And but at the back, they've kept faith though with Inacio Miguel and Zeta Kwineka and Rief Frosla in terms of that back four. The only change being at right back, where Dylan Solomons has replaced Thabiso Munyani, who starts on the bench. Here is Mtetwa. Frosla showing well, his versatility. We have become accustomed to seeing him play as a right back, but since the Cruz has has taken over, he has deployed him at left back. Alex of Paseka Marco still out injured.
Well, it's good that he's got the options.
As Letlapa scored a cracker of a goal that proved to be the match winner over the weekend in that MTN 8, and has booked a place in the semi-finals where they'll face Orlando Pirates. Sekhukhune United, on their 2 visits to Soweto last season, left with 6 points, beating both Chiefs and Pirates. First, said Sekhukhune made a bright start last season, went unbeaten in their first 8 matches, winning 6 and drawing 2, and it looks like they're about to replicate that if the early form is anything to go by. But they'll have to first get past this Kaizer Chiefs side, who, as I said, will have nothing but a win top of mind here. I'm sure revenge would be nice as well. It was a thrashing that they received. It was Sekhukhune United's biggest win over Kaizer Chiefs. That 3-1 thrashing here last season.
Something that I'm sure the coach has assessed, this kind of performance that they've had. And these are some of the things that he would have looked at based on the fact that they've conceded so many goals against this team. So you need to do the basics right. Defending has got to be solid. The centre-back pairing also is going to be key. Quinika, if you've mentioned, and Miguel. Those are the key players, experienced players in the side. And their point of reference, Igodaro. Got to find ways of finding him in the box. Good aerially, supported of course by the evergreen workaholic Teto in that midfield.
Well, one thing about within the last 5 matches the Chiefs have hosted, there has been a winner, and this is a fixture that always produces goals as well. So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle. And this time Brandon Peterson was alert on his near post and wasn't about to be undone again from an awkward angle here, breaking down this right hand side. And yeah, going definitely was going for goal there was Mukwena, Tsepo Mukwena.
Looks like he was. Impossible is nothing. Look at the angle, you'd be expecting a cross. It went on to the near post, but Brendan Peterson switched on.
As referee has seen something he doesn't like there. He's intervening and a bit of pushing and shoving in the box here, which has become a feature here at set piece time. It becomes a real wrestling match. Going for the near post, it's a good serve delivery. Dangerous looking ball. Chiefs struggling to clear their lines, and still the ball bobbling around in their own area. Now they get it away. A bit nervy there early on from Kaizer Chiefs, as now it comes to Brandon Peterson.
Now they know what they're dealing with. They're going to pin in those balls in the box and clatter that box, which is making it difficult for them to come out of their zone.
2 matches last season between these two sides saw victory go the way of the visiting side. Chiefs won 2-0 in Polokwane, and in that result secured them 3rd spot and a place in the CAF Confederation Cup. Just to let you know that there are 3 other matches underway tonight. Although we hear there is a delay in the kickoff at the match at the Chatsworth Stadium, Durban City against Arrows. But we already have the first goal of the evening. Orlando Pirates, the champions, have taken the lead against away to Amazulu. Amazulu are also still licking their wounds after that defeat to Sekhukhune United at the weekend. And the scorer in that game, Tsepang Moremi, scoring against his old club. Because he was signed by Pirates from Amazulu. So difficult start by the looks of things to the season for Amazulu. Already knocked out of the cup, as I said, and lost their opening, or rather they won their opening game against Stellies, which is a creditable 1-0 win away from home. Well read there and stolen by should I say Pele it was. There's still that possession there. Now Philippi running down that right hand side on the wing. Fundovlagas is starting on the bench this evening.
Got to rotate the ball and be patient. So much clutter in that midfield and the side of Sekhukhune to try and deny spaces for Chiefs to manipulate.
flag is up for offside. Pili just gone too early. Kaizer Chiefs, a new signing, of course. Pili from Stellies.
Killed off too early. Definitely offside.
Scored 7 goals in his 26 appearances. Langelihle Pili last season. After protracted negotiations, they managed to secure him. At some point, looked at it as if the deal might break down, and but eventually was pushed through. Here is Tesbong Sentetwa winning possession and finding the pass. That is an element of his game that gets a lot of criticism for his distribution. He wins a lot of possession, but sometimes lets himself down, often lets himself down with the pass.
I've been exposed to that kind of player, that play like him, because what you need is that you let him focus. Let's have a look at this.
Dylan Solomon's whipping one in there. Well defended. They clear their lines, but it'll come straight back. Chiefs seen quite a lot of possession early on here.
But it's possession that doesn't help the opponent. It's from negative passes that play the ball.
Now looking to go direct. Ball was looking for Luke Bartman. Fancy may just have been offside there. Sabata with the ball at feet, starting his first game of the season. As I said, Edison Telezi getting off to a difficult start, having made the move from Pirates as a pressure on Frostler here, and he's considered a corner.
But I'm saying, okay, he touched the ball, facing his goal, but then again, he should have played it first time outside if he wanted to go for safety.
Good pressure coming from Mashilwane. Now Chiefs with some defending to do. We saw dangerous ball whipped in from the last corner. For Ramana, amongst the scorers, scored an absolute corker of a goal against Lesotho at the weekend. Now delivering the set piece, going deep there to the back post. Marked there, but he's going to put it not to test the keeper.
Then again, you'd be worried that it was more of a free header for him. You know, whether the angle was awkward, but there was no pressure on him at all.
10 minutes gone here. DFNB Stadium. Still Kaizer Chiefs 0. Sekhukhune United 0.
So already there's a bit of a problem when you have your goalkeeper playing the ball forward and there's no one that competes aerially for it, and then you lose possession, and now they've got to focus on regaining possession. They just gave away possession, now they've got to defend.
The corresponding fixture last season, Chiefs got off to the best possible start, scoring after 13 minutes through Da Silva. Were picked back, and in fact it was Sekhukhune that got off to the best possible start. They opened the scoring through Bradley Grobler after just 5 minutes, and then Da Silva equalized, and Chiefs seemed to be back in it then, and they were knocked at 1-1 at half-time. And in the second half, 2 quick goals. Bradley Grobler and then Tabang Bonare sealed the deal. Brings it under control, but he was offside.
He had ample time to align himself. Not too sure why he peeled off so early. He was always offside.
Well, Chiefs' performance from the weekend, I think would have had the coach scratching his head as to how they ended up on the losing side. 21 attempts on goal they had. Well, what was worrying is that they only had 4 on target. And versus Arrows, 7 attempts at goal and 2 on target. So that's something that the Chiefs are certainly going to have to look at. They did score 3 goals in the opening fixture of the Betway Premiership against the rookies, Kruger United, and could be problems here. So it's a heavy touch there. Just got away from Tempo Mashilwani.
Sometimes it's not about the possession that you have, it's about how ruthless you can be with the half chances that you get. Those are some of the things that they need to work on.
He said as well of commenting at the pre-match interview with official Masbro, spoke about the reason why he's changed as many players as he has is that he's trying to manage the squad. Of course, there's the only team that are playing 3 games in 6 days. So he says it's important to manage his squad. Pili finds Teto in space in the middle of a park, goes wide, looking for Solomons, but not a good pass. But a good recovery from Philippi, chasing back.
That statement around managing the squad, so many games that you play, for me it doesn't hold that much weight because I think a lot of the teams are overloaded with fixtures. Just a question of managing. You've got the pool of talent around you.
Squad management is going to have to be a thing for them this season, given that Chiefs are also going to be playing continental football. They are playing in the CAF Confederation Cup. So that is yet another competition that they have to consider.
You see, if that means that
now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. And somehow they couldn't find a shot on target, and the flag has gone up on the far side. They had numbers there. It was a promising situation, but the cut back from Philippi couldn't pick anyone out.
I'm thinking he makes a brilliant run here. Sometimes impossible is nothing. I mean, just onto the near post, just find space. He didn't even look up to see who was coming for it. But I think as tight as the angle was, he should have just had a go. Let go. Look awkward, but I've seen goals scored from that angle.
He's yet to score for Chiefs. Philippi made referee a stop play here, and his
ball and pass.
Yep. Need to change the ball. Not sure what happened there, or whether that ball was flat anyway. Back with live pictures. Still Chiefs in possession. Bartman. Pili can't control. Whistle's gone there for the foul.
Slowly, they're in the grip of the game, Chiefs. I mean, yes, they're committing foul in the opening half, but they're much more sharper, taking more initiative, not so clinical. But it's a good way of asserting yourself, particularly when you're playing at home.
And Chiefs came up against Sekhukhune United last season. They were on a run of 5 matches unbeaten, and they came unstuck. In fact, they hadn't even conceded a goal at that point, and they came unstuck when they faced Sekhukhune United, inflicted their first defeat of last season as they made their own positive start. That's a great ball, almost the perfect ball, just took a deflection on its way through, but the idea was spot on. I think if a pass had gone through there, even Darwin would have been onside.
That's the man they need to find. is to stay up there.
Shibani takes his eye off the ball there. Looking to start it out the back here now, Chiefs.
I think so far it has been Chiefs who are taking the initiatives. I think when you look at a Sekhukhune, you're looking at a team that wants to stop Chiefs from playing. As a result, we haven't seen what they can offer going forward, as opposed to just wanting to contain Chiefs. Maybe there's a surprise that we'll probably see, but so far it's more like wanting to stop Chiefs from playing.
Dished out some entertainment at the weekend at Sekhukhune United, although I don't think the coach was quite entertained, because he said it was not good for his heart to see what happened there, but it was thoroughly entertaining for the neutrals. That's what you want to see in a cup game. 7 goals. But yes, the defending left a lot to be desired in that game.
I've seen that movie before. For the neutrals, it's always exciting. For the coaches, it's always frustrating. You score and then you concede.
Yeah. You get yourself in front. I mean, they were 3-1 up, and then found themselves picked back, and there was 2 quick goals that Amazulu were left. Free kick. This man on the ball, Ramana, scored an absolute peach of a goal. Great running with the ball, ability to beat defenders, and then also power.
Planted.
Raw power. The keeper just went through the keeper really now. Long ball, trying to get in behind the Chiefs' defense. Ramala pops up on that left-hand side. Tetwa wins possession back, wants the return ball. Now that's a great pass for Pele. Langelihla Pele. Bartman. Heavy touch from Bartman, but he's still got possession. And 2 is crowded out by the green jerseys in the end. Good defending from Sekhukhune United. Great recovery. And Bartman looks like a man on a mission this season. Looked lively in that opening game against Kruger United, and not so much at the weekend. But he certainly looks like he wants to make up for lost time. Spent long time out on the sidelines last season with injuries. Couldn't really get into the side. Only made 6 appearances all of last season, all of them off the bench. But he looks like a man who's hungry this season.
He signed up to come and showcase his talent. Of course, injuries, as you've mentioned. Confidence is slowly coming back, and that can only happen when you get given game time. The fact that he's in the starting lineup as well, it shows faith in his abilities by the coach.
Yeah, I think the coach has certainly seen something he likes there. And well, this is the beauty about when a new coach comes in, is it's like a fresh start for everyone. When I'm looking at a player like Rief Frostler, who looked like he was past his best days, and as far as Chiefs is concerned, he really was out of sorts last season, and in fact for a couple of seasons Rief Frostler hasn't been himself, but coach has redeployed him in a new position and is showing faith in him here. Speedy looking for the throw-in, but it's going the way of Sekhukhune. Tsepo Mashirani, formerly of Chiefs rivals Orlando Pirates. Good work again from Tetwa to win possession back. Igor Daro having to come very deep.
Well, I'm a bit worried that they had possession in their own half, but they were too slow to get out of their own half to give options.
Well, there was no one in
there was no one.
Field. Yeah. Playing Getting forward a lot down this right-hand side. It is the strength of his game. Daily now. Might have to go on his own here. Needs support to get close to him. Tries the step overs. Again, some solid defending. Tsepo Manzimbe.
Well, there's 1v3. There's no way that he could bypass the 3 players. But again, what I was talking about to say, what options do you have once they're in possession? He was trying to improvise on this left-hand side. Not too many options for him in terms of teammates.
Zeta Mufokeng, man who got rejuvenated last season, made himself a fixture, made a permanent fixture in that center of defense, and now takes his eye off the ball, just as of course you shower him with praise. Makes a mistake, acknowledges it, puts his hands up. Brandon Peterson, talking about a man who bounced back in spectacular fashion last season. 15 clean sheets, second only to the record-breaking Sipho Chain.
Definitely has. His communication, his dominance in the box, very high confidence.
Philip Bayu, the foul on Vuyo Letlapa. Came off the bench to great effect at the weekend. And as a result of what he showed in that game, he has been rewarded with his first start of the campaign. Missed the opening fixture, the league match away to Durban City. Hard-fought 1-0 win that was.
Just to let in some secrets to the fans, that we also analyze the fans in terms of their dress sense, because Funavas Bonis.
Yes, of course.
We also spend a bit of time analyzing their outfits.
Yes, indeed. These days, pay richly to show up at the game. Yes, make an effort with your outfits. Now it's Chiefs looking to break again down that right-hand side. Showed too much of the ball there. Now, great. Forced to go backwards. It's all the way back to Brendan Peterson.
Yeah, both teams who are very slow when it comes to the offensive part of their game. I mean, you can see that there's gaps that they can exploit, but the build-up phase is just too slow. And the opponents tend to recover quickly.
Well, that kind of thing doesn't help either. A stray pass there from Rifrosla. Pumped it straight into touch. Scrappy from both sides here.
You know what they say, Kaizer, right? Go
That man's frustrated with what he's
is.
out
He
there.
looks very frustrated.
Didn't come out here braving the cold to come and watch what he's seen thus far. He said nothing much to enthuse about. It's either side able to put together new combinations, and the two keepers yet to be tested. Solomons.
I mean, just to echo what you say, I mean, you listen to the fans, there's no one singing. Well, if there is, maybe just 1 or 2 fans, but so far, in this cold weather, both teams haven't warmed them up in terms of expectations, shots on target, forcing saves out of the keeper. It's been very slow pace.
Yeah, but this is the kind of dedication you want to see from supporters who brave this all weather. They're not fair weather fans. They're showing they're not fair weather fans. And I tell you, the last 2 nights have been nasty. Bartman with a little clip over the box, and Tostan Sabata read the danger quickly. As Philippi looked to race onto that one. Hasn't receive the ball in the kind of situations where he can use his pace and run at the fullback.
And you're right, because that's his strength. Have a go at defense. Not the strongest aerially.
Frostler.
Structure looks solid on the side of Sekhukhune. Frustrating Chiefs not giving them, room to maneuver.
This is the 11th time these sides are facing each other. They've never met in cup games, incidentally. So in the 10 previous matches between the two, Chiefs have won 5. And Sekhukhune United 3 wins. 2 draws in that time, as I mentioned. In the 5 matches with Chiefs as the host, we've had a winner. This is fixture that produces goals. That 3-1 win, by the way, was the only time. Oh, mistake here! Comedy of errors by between Chiefs defender and goalkeeper there. They get away with it. But every now and again, when Sekhukhune apply the pressure and the press, they put Chiefs in all sorts of trouble. Ndlovu is yet to see him on the ball. Scored the winner against Richards Bay.
Hasn't been that bright, hasn't been getting the supply that I think he deserves in terms of crosses being brought in, getting some special attention as well, but he can be deadly just around that box.
Yep, the centre back converted to centre forward. It's normally the other way around, where centre forwards switch to defence in their latter years. Can't think of too many players that have made that switch from centre back to centre forward. But on the side of Sekhukhune, of course, Daniel Cardoso in his younger days was a centre forward. And in his time at Kaizer Chiefs, did weigh in and loved a goal. He used to get a few goals, especially in the derby. If memory serves, it was 4 Soweto derby goals, this Daniel Cardoso. What a professional he has been. Still going at the age of 37. Now a referee allows play to continue. Yes, Sekhukhune look to break a poor touch there from Mukwena. Iwodaro can't bring it under control. So now you have a goal. So it's a bit of basketball here. Each team giving each other turns on the ball.
This is the time where we are expected to have a bit of patience in the stages of the league, and I'm sure that's what frustrates the fans who've come out here on a freezing.
I think, yeah, they seem to be rushed.
Yeah, they all
both
seem
sides
to be
are
rushed.
rushing everything. So almost needs a player who can put his foot on the ball and just calm things down a bit. Good challenge there from Dylan Solomons. The Letlapa has stayed down. It looked to me like he got the ball. Let's have a look at it. Or did he take man and ball? I think maybe Letlapa's training leg got caught. So this is a mix-up here with I don't think Frostler was expecting that ball.
No, because it looks like it's a clearance. He wasn't passing. He wanted to clear it.
He was caught in 2 minds there.
Yeah.
I think it was a hospital pass there for Frostler. Can't blame Frostler there. Brandon Peterson nearly threw his teammate under the bus there. Half an hour gone here at FNB Stadium.
Letlapa.
This doesn't look good for
Doesn't.
Letlapa, man who has played in all but one fixture for Sekhukhune last season, 29 appearances. But it really didn't look like as I said, looked more like Dylan Solomon's got the ball, but it was the way that he went down, Letlapa. Take a look at it again. I don't know whether
there's a bit of a twist as he
motion there.
What's that?
Yeah, the trailing leg I think was caught. The trailing leg maybe was caught there on the calf by the looks of things, where the magic spray is going to work. Play continues with Sekhukhune down to 10 men as still no goals, and really haven't had any clear-cut chances here while we await opening goal. There's 3 games around the country with with no goals. 0-0 Durban City against Arrows in that Durban derby, and Kaizer and Milford City 0-0 against, or rather Milford FC rather 0-0 against Welele. Pirates still leading Mamazulu by a goal to nil. Tepang Moremi early on there against his former club.
Yes.
Just about 10 minutes to go to the break here. Chiefs had a lot of possession, but without really causing Sekhukhune many problems. Pili. Sekhukhune win it back. It's a free kick.
You know, for years when you watch Chiefs, it has to be that player that senses the temperature of the game and start livening it up. And so far, it's been the same tempo. There's no initiative from influential players that you'd expect them to be able to liven up things for Chiefs. And so far, that's been the problem that I have in terms of them, you know, just liven up things, take on someone.
Probably are missing maybe the invention of a Fundo Vilagazi, or maybe it's a game where Shabalala can later on come on. Those are the kind of players that they can just produce a little bit of magic. There he is.
That's what you need. Players that, yes, that's exactly what you need. Because so far you have a player like Igadaro leading the front line. He hasn't had supply. They haven't ventured into that box. It's serious threat.
You see that Fundo Vlaga is a good mate, of course, with Rele Mufokeng. And I see Rele must have given him his dentist's number, because he's also got braces.
Oh, hello to you. To say, my brother, go set yourself up.
I know someone.
I know someone that can set you up. Well spotted.
I wrote a lovely message for Rele Mufokeng on social media, wishing him well.
Oh, you?
No, I'm saying Fundo Vlaga.
Oh, okay.
Wrote a lovely message for Rele Mufokeng to wish him well in Belgium.
Yeah.
He's made a bright start.
He has. He has. Did you see the set piece that he's got?
Yeah,
he's on fire.
Unfortunately, his team, Union Saint-Gilloise, crashed out of the qualifying rounds of the UEFA Champions League. Union Saint-Gilloise, of course, is the side where Percy Daum also made a mark for himself while he was on loan from Brighton. Never got to will make a mark in Brighton in the Premier League. Have found the going rather difficult there.
Oh, these areas are not easy to go settle. You might have done well at Mamelodi Sundowns, but the stage could be a little bit trickier for you when you get out of the country, get out of your comfort zone as well to try and prove yourself.
Tunika, look at, of course, very well organized this Sekhukhune. They get men behind the ball when they are out of possession, and Chiefs are finding it hard to break down. It's proving very frustrating for the fans here as well.
It has.
Starting to get a little agitated. Nice little touch there, but Batman hasn't made the run. Pili was looking for Batman to run onto it. One back by Mtetwa. Pili. Frosler. Way by Cardoso. That's going to be Sekhukhune throw in it. Came off Pili.
Well, I think for Sekhukhune, they'll be happy in terms of the half that they've played. They've denied Chiefs any opportunities. They've been very solid at the back, very compact in that midfield, denying any spaces for Chiefs to manipulate. Of course, they would want to have done better in terms of the attack themselves, playing away from home, having conceded.
Ramal wanted the return ball, doesn't find him. The return ball, and was combining with Khiba there. Igor Daro is finding it very difficult. He's having to go and fetch the ball from way back there, which kind of defeats the purpose of having him out there, because he's supposed to be the target man and the outlet. And now if he's doing a fetch and carry job, it completely negates the purpose of having him out there.
It certainly does. I
mean, Miguel was looking for a free kick. Referee didn't buy that. So there's a dive. Offside flag will go up here. Offside against them. Kaizer. Not wearing the captain's armband because the team captain is Cardoso.
What a talent. Good touches, good vision. This needs to be more consistent.
Half-time approaching. It's a game that is yet to catch fire, struggling to catch fire on this cold Wednesday night. What can Chiefs do just before the break here with Bartman popping up now on the left-hand side? Swapping flanks with Langelihle Pili. Shot from range. Not enough power behind it there from Leboha Maboye. You can certainly strike a ball.
It can. It can.
Had a great shot against Darrows there, which produced a great save out of the keeper. Look at that. That was first shot on target, and it wasn't really one that you could say was threatening at all. But it's the first shot on target from Chiefs for all their possession.
Well, they've been having possession in their own areas which were not threatening at all. And it takes the initiative to try and get that shot on target.
63% of the possession they've had. Remember, this game is actually shaping up in a similar way to that of last season, where they did sit back a lot at Sekhukhune and pick Chiefs off on the break to great effect. This is going to be keeper's ball. Mashilwan. Brighton Global wants to nod it down, but Fumukwena. Frosler. Matsimbi tidying up. Such a great quick defender. Matsimbi's been very impressive for me in his time here with Sekhukhune.
Reads the game very well. Times his tackles, doesn't panic under pressure.
It's difficult. Oh dear, what has happened here? Oh, there could be problems here for Sekhukhune.
Yeah.
Man went down really. I mean, just as the ball got to him, I don't know, he seemed to turn and then something might have popped there. Oh, this doesn't look good. Is this Vuyole Tlapa?
Wondering, I'm not too sure whether that could be him, but
Oh, this doesn't look good. There
no,
he is. And he goes down and when a player covers his face like that, it usually means he fears the worst or he knows the worst. There we go. And there will be a change here. This is bad news. This is bad news. Matsimbi there. Look at what happens here. He's on his own, just back pedaling, and something pops. It is Vuyole Tlapa.
Could be hamstring.
This is the challenge.
Did he go for a challenge?
He stayed down for a while after that challenge. So I wonder if it's a recurrence of that injury.
Could be.
That's not, this is bad news. Vuyole Tlapa would have been also one of those who'd be in contention for Bafana when that squad is named to start preparations for the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. But this looks like a serious one. And the fact that he's gone off on a stretcher also doesn't augur well. We're hearing we'll have a minimum of 3 minutes at the end of this first half. Another pass that's cut out. Zita Kwinika wide to Solomons. Solomons whips one. It's a great ball. It's almost well intercepted there. Was that Matsimbi? Matsimbi as well? That this is potentially a great ball from Solomons, but the defense, give credit there, needed to get that right, needed to cut it out, and it did a stellar job there, Matsimbi. Into the first 30 seconds of the minimum 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Mugwena. Well, one back by Tetwa. Igor Dara again dropping deep. Now Bartman. He's got Solomons to his right. Goes on his own. Kind of sums up the first half, really. At least I think he was a bit more direct, trying to make something happen. He needed something very special to beat Tostan Sabata, though, from that range. So the change has happened for Sekhukhune United. Vuyole Tlapa, unfortunately, will not be coming on, and is, well, Kaizer has gone for an attacking change. Recently signed Mukibelo Ramabu, who made the move from across town from Polokwane City. Is the player who comes on then to replace Vuyole Tlapa. Wonder what that means in terms of how they are going to rearrange things then. Rather unfortunate to be getting injured so early in the season, and what looks, unfortunately, looks a serious injury for Vuyole Tlapa. Wish him well. Well, it seems like all the goals are flowing in Durban. AmaZulu have drawn level just before the break against Orlando Pirates. And it's that man, Ngwenya, again. He is back with a bang. He's picked up from where he left off when he got injured last season. I mean, he was missed most of the second half of the season, did the Zimbabwean. And his form at Tamazulu earned him a call-up to his national team. And he is certainly hit the ground running now that he's back from that long-term injury. That's 2 goals in 2 matches and the Betway Premiership for Ngwenya. Scored from a penalty. Scored twice in the MTN 8, has taken his tally to 3. But here, nothing to report, I'm afraid. It's been a first half lacking in inspiration, and both sides really offering very little in terms of a goal threat. Yeah, Chiefs enjoying most of the possession, but without doing much harm. So at the break, it's all square. It's Kaizer Chiefs 0, Sekhukhune United 0. Hosted, there has been a winner, and this is a fixture that always produces goals as well. So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle, and this time Brandon Peterson was alert on his near post and wasn't about to be undone again from an awkward angle here, breaking down this right-hand side, and yeah, going definitely was going for goal there was Mukwena, Tsepo Mukwena. Hosted, there has been a winner, and this is a fixture that always produces goals as well. So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle. Hosted, there has been a winner, and this is a fixture that always produces goals as well. So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle, and this time Brandon. Well, so we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle, and this time. Well, so we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle. And this time Brandon Peterson. Well, so we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight angle, and this time Brandon Peterson. It's been a winner, and this is a fixture that always produces goals as well. So we'll hope for that now. Could be an early run here. Whoa! A tight.
That means that
now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. And somehow they couldn't find a shot on target, and the flag has gone up on the far side. They had numbers there. It was a promising situation, but the cutback from Philippi couldn't pick anyone out.
I'm thinking he makes a brilliant run here. Sometimes impossible is nothing. I mean, just onto the near post, just find space. He didn't even look up to see who was coming for it. But I think as tight as the angle was, he should have just had a go. That means that...
Now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. But somehow they couldn't find...
That means that...
Now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. But somehow they... Now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. But somehow they couldn't find a shot.
Means that...
Now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. But somehow they couldn't find a shot on target, and the flag has gone up on the far side.
Means that...
Now could be a chance here. They've got numbers in this attack, Chiefs here. But Langelihle Phili. Shot from range. Not enough power behind it there from Lebohang Maboe. He can certainly strike a ball.
It can.
Langelihle Phili. Shot from range. Not with Langelihle Phili. Shot from range. Not enough power behind it there from shot from range. Not enough
the 15th Premiership Sundowns. Thereafter, right away to Richards Bay. Shoot, Giant. We salute our beautiful queens. This is my course.
We welcome you back to the FNB Stadium here for the Speedway Premiership clash. Kaizer Chiefs against Sekhukhune United, locked at 0-0 at the break. And well, really it is a score line that I'm afraid also is an accurate reflection of the game. Neither side has done nearly enough to have taken the lead. There's been very little in terms of goal-mouth action. Both keepers have been largely spectators here. Both sides are guilty of giving the ball away with regularity. No real fluidity at all about the passing. and there's a lot of work to be done, and I'm sure there were some strong words that were spoken at the break. Brian Mate, get your thoughts in as we go into the second half. From what you saw in the first half, what needs to change on both sides?
Sense of urgency, pose as well. Expectations. If you have a striker, Igodaro, that you haven't supplied, he hasn't been a threat in the box, no shot on target, it should be a worrying factor. At the same time, the visiting team are very comfortable. They're playing away from home, very patient, denying Chiefs any pockets of spaces for them to exploit. But I'm sure when they can get one chance, they'll be able to punish Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs being at home, they need to be assertive. They need to be much more aggressive. It will be interesting to see their response, and I'm sure the coach, Mr. Cruz, would have had a word or two with the boys, if not pretty harsh on them, to try and say, if you think you belong to this team, show me. If you belong to be part of the starting lineup, this is the time for you to show me.
Absolutely. Of course, this early season action is all about that, also proving to the coach who can offer him something. But well, from a Sekhukhune United point of view, it's a similar approach, I think, to the one that they had last season when they came to visit here, and they executed it to great effect, where they sat back and absorbed whatever Chiefs could throw at them. They actually scored first in that game, that Sekhukhune. Only Chiefs to equalize in the second half. They hit them with 2 quick goals on the break as Chiefs tried to commit men forward in search of a second goal. So it's been a similar approach here, and we're just waiting to see whether there are any changes to report. In case you have just joined us, Sekhukhune were forced into a change in the first half, and it's a big blow for them. They've lost Vuyo Letlapa through injury. And just glancing around, I don't think there have been any further changes as we're back underway. It's visitors Sekhukhune United in the green this evening, and get us back underway. Chiefs, of course, in the gold and black colors, attacking the goal now to the right of your picture. Just looking back at that game, the corresponding fixture when these two sides last met, very much mirroring what we're seeing here. Chiefs had 67% of the possession that night, or 63% of the possession to 37 for Sekhukhune. They had 16 shots on goal, but only 8 on target.
We are about to see.
It's only yellow. It's only yellow. The way the Chiefs players descended on the referee, Tom, they were looking for more for this challenge. Kaizer, he's a very lucky man. There were stats up there.
I'd like to see whether he made contact.
I think that may be the only thing that saves him. He gets the ball, he gets the ball, yeah.
That's a good call.
I think that's the only thing that saves him. So he got the ball, and I think that's what he's pointing out. Kaizer, but still cautioned for the stand-up challenge there. Endangering an opponent there, and that's the first caution of the game. The challenge on Langeli Pili. What have you made of his contribution of Pili in his first start? Preferred to either Lagazo or Shabalala in the starting lineup. What do you make of that? Well, Vilakazi was the player who started last time out.
He hasn't asserted himself that much into the squad, and I think when you get given a chance to play for such a big club, you've got to show up. You know, your first touch, shots on target, taking a player on, show your skills. That's how you endear yourself to the fans, and so far, pretty shy for me. I think he could do better. Once you have a few of the experienced players who say to him, come on, you can do it, just play your normal game, enjoy it. That's the most important thing.
Both sides are missing some key creative players. I mean, the most chances created last season for Chiefs was by Mdu Shabalala. Sits on the bench for Sekhukhune. course, the man who created the most chances was a man went by the nickname How Can I Assist You? Let's get it to Makhalwa, who has now moved on. He's out in East Africa, joined Simba. And yeah, he was their best chance creator last season. The second highest was Poramala, but he was quite he was a distant second to Makhalwa. But now with one possession again, this is where they can be very dangerous. When they win the ball high up like this, Polokwane Sekhukhune United, away by Zita Kwenika.
It's been a good start for them, keeping the ball in Chiefs' half, trying to threaten them from the side.
Sekhukhune also missing through injury Vusi Mncube, but they're saying he's on his way back, injured against the Chippa last season, and in the same game that Ramala got injured as well. But say Vusi Mncube is on his way back. And they're also missing Ohizu and Muzeu, who are awaiting their work permits. So Ohizu was away last season on loan. So they would certainly could use that kind of outlet up front in the form of Ohizu. He's a player who definitely keeps defenders honest. Of course, they've signed Kibelo Ramavu, who came on there for Vuyo Letlapa. An interesting choice of change there, removing the left back and, well, through injury losing Letlapa. Let's have a look at what Chiefs can come up with here. Teeing it up here, but it's a difficult one to control. Not the best pass, but it made it very difficult for Batman to control. Seemed to take a bounce. The surface is from up here. Looks smooth. You had a closer look at it, Brian Manta. How is it looking out there?
Proper.
Yeah?
It is proper. Took a walkabout. No bumps at all, just pretty smooth.
It was just maybe the delivery of the pass on that occasion there. Tetwa, good ball out wide to pick out Pili. Pili looking to take on Mashilwane stands his ground. Winika. Solomon. Now, Solomon's working it wide to Philippi. They've allowed Sekhukhune to regroup and organize at the back. And get set again, so now Chiefs forced to go backwards again. Reeve Frostner looking for the return, looking for the 1-2 with Bartman. Winika. Bad pass there from Solomons, but does well to track back to win possession back. And that's what a coach likes to see. You lose the ball, you work to get it back. Look at that, both sides again, giving the ball away. It's a decent looking ball to the edge of the box there. Iwudaro. Doesn't really receive the ball where he can do damage. Iwudaro in his also kept drifting out of the box, going to try and look for possession, not staying in the kitchen.
Well, the question is, where does he prefer to have the ball delivered for him? You know, sometimes you've got to do it based on your position and they must find you. And you need to have a conversation with your teammates to say, this is how I need you to pass me the ball so that they can find you.
Second half starting pretty much as the first did with the Chiefs, well, with pretty much as the first half played out. Chiefs enjoying most of the possession.
And it's possession in the wrong areas. That doesn't hit the opponent at all.
And they are being forced to go side to side by the way that Sekhukhune have set up at the back. Stern words there is Fernando da Cruz.
And again, the variation. You're talking about they've got a lead striker that they can find in the box. Igodaro could be the target man.
Now a little injection of pace here. Batman. Pele goes for the shot, but catching practice for Toaster and Sabata. But it's a shot on target.
Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy. The intentions are quite clear. There's direction, there's pathos in terms of what they wanted to do. It's a shot on target. Can only add to the amount of confidence that they're building up in terms of the speed at which they're passing and rotating the ball. You can sense the frustration from the fans. Say, you're building up a momentum, can you keep up to that? And they've had a good start so far, Chiefs, in the second half in terms of trying to get the ball into the danger areas. They've added numbers forward. There's about 4 or 5.
Pili again, seeing a lot of the ball down the left-hand side. Bartman, Mawuye, Solomons, Chiefs with numbers in the box. Take too long with the, can't get the cross past the first man, but he's got the corner.
Promising. Good sense of urgency. You're right. Sorry, Titi. You're very right. Forcing corners. There's Igodaro. The heavy artillery will go in there, see if they can get a goal out of this.
Somebody needs to step up and take responsibility here. Now some defending for Chiefs, for Sekhukhune. So far they've defended very well in this game. Short one taken there by Pili. Incredibly, remarkably, that's the first corner of the game for Chiefs. I think that in itself tells a story of its own. It's a good ball for Pili if he can keep it in play. He does so. Batman is in the box. Pili, 2 men on him. Teto slips at a crucial moment and is giving away possession. Tato Hiba. Nice little flick on there forward into the path of Tsepo Mokoena. Switching play and brought down beautifully by Ramon. Facing up to the fullback. Good work. Well defended. 10 minutes gone in the second half.
I like what I'm seeing from Chiefs in the second half. There's a great sense of agency to move the ball forward.
Sekhukhune remaining patient and staying true to the shape that they've kept defensively.
I guess the game plan has been, it's okay, let them have the ball in front of us. Doesn't hurt us, but they should be concerned if they start getting it behind, our defenders.
Fernando da Cruz, if you use the Frenchman. If you're thinking that's not a very French-sounding name, that's because it's not. He's of Portuguese descent, but was born in France. More of a career as a futsal player than the FA, the Association Football that we know. Chiefs have won that possession now, looking to break quickly, but that's not the right pass. Too much from Batman on that one. Looking to release Igodaro as Nico Movi is standing by to come on. That's an interesting change as well that Cedric Kaizer is about to make, bringing on a defender. Or is he about to rearrange things?
Maybe.
Yeah. I cannot think I've ever seen Nico Movi play any other position other than as a wing back.
He's making two
Double
substitutions.
change, yeah. Double change coming up for Sekhukhune. Already made one change, an injury forced one. And Vandala, formerly Makesi, is one of those about to come in. And we're hearing he'll replace Vandala, will come on for Tato Khiba. And Nikomovi. No, it's not going to be Nikomovi, is it? No, it is Nikomovi who's also going to come on as well. I don't think that, I'm not surprised to see that Tato Khiba will be the player to go off. It hasn't really impacted the game. And Nikomovi, we are hearing, will replace Tsepo Mokoena. That's another one who I think is at a very quiet night. Rather quiet night by his standards. Bartman working it wide. Frosler. And Chiefs being forced to go from side to side here. Gunega. Igotaro. Pele. Igotaro turns and fires a shot in, but drags it wide. I mean, that's the first attempt he's had on goal. It's the first time he's actually had a sight on goal. Where he's received the ball, he can actually look at the face up to the goalkeeper. He's been receiving a lot of the ball facing, with his back to goal, but they're just dragging it wide.
More of that should help his confidence to try and hit the target. Sign of supply that keeps him busy.
So Khiba has gone off then, as has Mokoena and Vandala. Vandala, formerly of Makesi, comes on to make his debut in the Premier League, anyway, in the Betway Premiership. He did make an appearance in the MTN8 game at the weekend. And he scored 7 goals for Makesi last season, Vandala. That's a really disappointing ball from Mashinwan.
Not the best cross. Went down the line, looking all positive at the end. The end product didn't look good.
Well, there you go. You know what it means. Looks like he doesn't even need the Betway's money because he's already balling.
It is. There's so much gold in him. I agree with you.
Oliver Mpatlele is the man who walks away with 30,000 rand in cash thanks to Betway. And I tell you what, if Birds of a Feather was a person, it would be Oliver Mpatlele. He's got all the feathers on him. Look at the numbers there in terms of attempts. This is a game, if ever there was a game that's badly in need of a goal, this is it. It doesn't look like the kind of game that will be won by more than a goal. It looks like one of those 1-0 kind of goals as games, as Chiefs come forward. Pili plays it there, combining nicely. It's a Batman! Oh, wonderful move! That's a great flowing move, and wonderfully finished by Luke Bartman.
the decisive pass. You mentioned Pili, sets it up nicely. The finishing at the end, it's exquisite. Such precision. No chance for Usabata. A game needed someone to liven it up. The sense of urgency was brewing. Being intentional, Pili, for me, has made a huge impact in the second half. Look at the build-up phase, how they rotate the ball, patient, composed as well. Look at how he gets set up. The finishing, decisive once he get into the box. Looked up for the options.
Give credit to Dylan Solomons, they did excellently. Wonderful flowing move.
What a pass.
And the finish. And Luke Batman opens his account in his 7th appearance in the Betway Premiership for Kaizer Chiefs. Gets his first goal. And what a time. I was just saying, if ever a game needs a goal, and he has delivered. And it's Chiefs that take the lead.
And the way they did it was precision. They upped the tempo in the second half. You can see there's a great sense of urgency, there's precision in terms of their passes, decisive, good technique as well.
Now, how do they respond? Here's Brighton Clover, the big man up front. Hardly seen him in the game. As Nico Mobi is now late. There could be a chance here! Oh! A little bit of ping pong in the box there. Pinball stuff there. That ball could have gone anywhere.
We're about to see drama, but at the same time, we're about to see two changes that Chiefs are going to make.
And one of those to be, we're going to see Shabalala and the goal scorer. Luke Batman's going to go. Have a look at this here. What a challenge. Crucial intervention there by Solomons. And Batman will get himself a hug. He's made his contribution. On comes Mdu Shabalala and Mfundo Villas, the two players we were talking about in the first half. Brian Martez to say that they're the two kind of players who can make things happen.
Yes. And they get introduced at the right time. The team is leading. How are they going to defend? Are they going to sit back and wait, relying on a counter? That could be dangerous, inviting problems in their own half. They've made substitutions that could impact on the game in terms of adding to their lead.
Now, that's a great ball, and then flag stays down here, and Shabalala looks up, and can he pick out? Then he just loses the ball. That's disappointing.
Ran out of options. In fact, I don't think he had made up his mind.
Yeah, not sure he knew what he wanted to do there. Flags up for offside, meanwhile, against the Brighton Globu, who suddenly is getting on the ball. Hardly saw him in the first half, the big man.
Because they were too comfortable. They were focused on stopping Chiefs as opposed to attacking. And now that they're trailing, they're beginning to want to find where he is. And just couldn't time his run. It's going to be an interesting second half. I think there's still more goals coming.
Well, that goal seems to have sprung Sekhukhune into life as well. As the referee waves play on there. Almost through, that ball almost got through for Pili, who I think has made a real impact, as you said, in the second half. But suddenly, Sekhukhune have come alive as well now. Nico Movi, one of those who came on in the second half.
One of those that can play any position. He's just come on, but
now again, it's the cutback there, but keeper well positioned. But this is exactly what happens when a goal suddenly sparks life into the game, because Ramala there has There's now a little bit more spark into the way that Sekhukhune are playing. Bigodaro's done well here, lays off the pass. Could be something on here, working it nicely here, Chiefs, but and running into trouble there was Vilakazi.
Should have hit it first time.
Yeah. This will be a good confidence booster if Chiefs can hold on to this result. This was always going to be a very tricky fixture for them, given the form of Sekhukhune early on in the season. And this will be the right kind of warm-up and confidence booster ahead of what's bound to be another tough one. An early season blockbuster as they come up against bitter rivals Mamelodi Sundowns. It's this coming Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock kickoff here on your World of Champions. Chiefs are going to make another change. Chiefs are preparing Kabelo Mkwesa,
Ladies and gentlemen, the substitution for Kaizer Chiefs.
one of the youngsters from the reserves, their development side. Teenager, and he's come on to replace Rip Frosler. Mkwesa, 19 years old, makes his first appearance in the Betway Premiership now. Ox Tetwa couldn't pick out anyone. The Chiefs have won their possession back again. Vladas stripped that referee play of says play on because Chiefs have kept possession. Not any longer.
I think this game will expose Sekhukhune, because what they're going to try and do now is to attack more and leave gaps at the back. And that might expose them and cause them problems, but they've got to venture forward because they're training. They can't defend with numbers, because in the first half they were trying to deny spaces for Chiefs, and now they've got to venture forward.
Well, clearly after the weekend, Brian Mate, when they shipped those 3 goals, Cedric Kaizer's focus was on tightening up the defense, and they've done well as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
But it was at the cost of attacking prowess up front. Good work from Tetwa tracking back, and he finds Shabalala, the pass. First touch then, or touch for Mkwesa.
Now it's their turn to rotate the ball, dictate the tempo of the game, not to defend too deep as well, not to become too complacent in the midfield, Kaizer Chiefs. As for the visitors, Sekhukhune, few risks they need to start taking now. Quest to get an equalizer.
Sabata, I'm happy that there's 2 balls. It feels like they're throwing balls onto the field to delay play. Just under 20 minutes remaining here. Chiefs looking to make it 2 wins in 2. Looking to start positively as they did last season. They said they were unbeaten in their first 5 games. They didn't even concede in their first 5 games. Won 4 and drew 1 of their first 5 matches last season before coming unstuck against the visitors here tonight. There's a player down for Chiefs, slowly getting to his feet. The man who will get the assist next to his name for that goal. Finishing well, yeah, at the end of completing what was a wonderful move there from Kaizer Chiefs. As fluid as we've seen him in the game. And good work again now from Dylan Solomons, this time defensively.
He's still struggling. I think he's still struggling, but he's soldiering on.
It's a corner. They've got many players to Sekhukhune that can do damage in these situations. A few big men there. Cardoso, Lovu. And man goes down there. The referee was there when it all happened, so I'm not sure what happened. But big men likes of Mashilwani, give more Kupe, the unit himself.
Let's have a look at this.
Oh, I don't think he meant that. He was just bending over. And then, yeah, that's just unfortunate. It was just in the wrong place at the right time, at the wrong time. The player was just bending over.
Do you want my opinion?
Yeah.
It is deliberate.
It might have been.
Yeah,
Now,
it's much
Teta,
better.
can you pick out a pass? They've got numbers here, Chiefs, if they play this right. Oh, it was a great ball. It was a great ball. But couldn't control the volley there. Was that Pile? Excellent pass there from, it was actually Mfundo Vlagas on the end of it. Look at the numbers sweeping.
Chiefs are adding into the box. It's the variation that they needed. Not to try and walk the ball into the net. Sometimes you've got to be brave, bring in the crosses. You've got the options. Egadara is waiting for the supply. That added numbers as well. Looking good in the second half. This great sense of agency and believing in their style.
I can't say I remember, Brian Matter, the last time I've seen Chiefs break like that with that many players as they break on the transition. It was something we used to see a lot under Stuart Baxter. Now this is going way back here, but it really has not been a feature of Chiefs in recent seasons.
It took this man to ignite it. It seemed to be working for them.
Quarter of an hour remaining here.
Seems to be believing in the players expressing themselves. Mr. The Cruz seems to be happy and feel very much relaxed. Must have had a go at them at half time. They've come out here believing and showcasing what they're capable of.
Double sub coming up for Kaizer Chiefs, but first they have some defending to do. So, and it comes in from Ramala. Overcooked that one, no. But they'll get the throw in on the far side.
In no rush. About to make, I think, 2 changes, Kaizer Chiefs. And I can tell you the intentions is to consolidate in the midfield, keep things under control. Of course, we spoke about this man, say he's struggling a little bit.
Thabiso Munyani replaces Dylan Solomons, who limps off, but he's played his part. And on comes the tough man, the hard man, President Lovu.
He is.
And Thabiso Munyani. And the man who's gone off as well is Oxum Teto, I believe, is it? Yeah. No, Teto's still out there.
So they want to consolidate with Ox and Lovu there. They want to consolidate that midfield.
It's Mabuye that's gone off, and Teto's had a very good game actually. 1 or 2 straight passes aside, I think he's done well in terms of winning possession back. And that's what he does best. Breaking up attacks.
I've always equated him with Umuntu Galahla.
Yeah.
Wellington Manyati. That was his job.
Very much a player in that mold.
Yeah, very much a player in that mold.
Big, strong, hard tackling. No frills players. Kept it simple. Of course, Wellington Manyati in his days was always surrounded by great ball players.
Ace Kusi.
Dr. Kumalo. Now known as Dr. Kumalo, as this one is plucked out the air by Brandon Peterson. Now, Igotaro could be in here, but they double team him there and keep him at bay. Still only one goal in it, so this game, the points aren't safe by any means, yeah? As the long ball was looking for Brighton Glovo.
The light hasn't been shining bright on him because the supply hasn't been that good.
Winega. Double change coming up for Sekhukhune United. Lehlonono Mojela is one of them, and looking to inject a bit of attacking impetus here. Karabotlaka is the other standing by for Sekhukhune. So as they chase the game here, looking to steal a point. Here's Sekhukhune. Really haven't offered much of a threat this evening. So the likes of Mojela can provide that. And they're going to introduce Tlaka in the middle. He will replace Kaizer. And then Neti Vandala, who came on as a sub. Oh, that's awkward. He came on as a sub, you know, on the hour mark, and he's been pulled off like hardly 10 minutes in. Oof, that's awkward. Clearly not doing what was required.
I think he's not going to fit the profile based on the style of play. They want to be much more aggressive. They want to have more pace going forward. And I think that's the focus now, because they can sense that time is against them. There's about, what, 10 minutes to go.
Oh, Kaizer, ruthless.
He's ruthless, he's very decisive. He knows he wants to have the results. If you're not delivering,
time running out here for Sekhukhune United, 10 minutes. So
I think
Chiefs will make it back-to-back wins over Sekhukhune if they can hold on here.
they've got to change their game model now, Sekhukhune, because I think it was more frustrating Kaizer Chiefs. Now they have a deficit. They need to come out and venture out more, much more creative. Time is not on their side. And then again, this is a game of football. You could score 2 goals with 2 minutes to go.
Well, absolutely. Could be a chance here. Oh, what a wonderful turn. Touch to control and a hit first time. Oh, he is dangerous, that man. That's what he's been brought on to do. Lehlonono Mojela. And unfortunately, he fired it straight at the keeper. Credit the keeper as well for being well positioned to make the stop there. But just a warning there for Chiefs. There's still only 1 goal in this game. The points are not safe yet.
They've got to control the situation. They're not in possession. They've got to be sharp to regain possession as quickly as possible.
Keeper goes long. Ighodaro underneath it. Looks like Ighodaro is going to see out the game here. Bailey has had a great game. There's the youngster, Kaizer, trying to little disguise the pass there to Shabalal.
Yeah, but he's giving a pass to a man that was not even too sure that kind of pass he's going to play. So that kind of relationship or rapport doesn't exist. Does it seem with that kind of pass that he played?
It's when you play a pass that confuses your own teammate.
But shakes Kumani.
I was about to say. Now that's a great ball. Chance and wrap it up! Oh, what a pass! What a pass! And a finish to boot. Do or die. Shabalala off the bench then to seal the point for Chiefs. But hey, he should not be the story, I think, of this one. Of course, credit him for the goal, but the pass.
You know when they talk about a sitter for you, one-on-one with the keeper, it's what you do with the ball when you get such a pass. One-on-one, he needed to be decisive, he needed to be composed. This is what you're talking about.
Oh.
That's the pass.
Champagne pass.
Bona. All he needed to do was to compose himself, plug it in. That's what he just did. Knew what he wanted to do. The placement, the instep didn't disappoint. What a pass. You can say that again, Titi. Umtanso, I leave that to you.
Of course, he still had to finish it.
Yes.
So credit to Dushabalala, opens his account for the season. Man, who got 5 last season, at 9 goal involvements. I think that's the kind of pass that pressured the other side, and Chiefs will tidy up. He's looking for his first clean sheet of the season. Is the keeper bouncing back well from a disappointment of the weekend, saying that that pass is the kind of thing that Kaunda Ntunja, the may his soul rest in peace, would have described as shampupo shampizi ipapli into esihlahlazayo.
Wemhlekazi. We. My break pads are penny hello.
Man toasted. Here he comes again now. Injecting gas. There could be a third in here. Flagasi, can he pick someone out? Chance to finish it, and he drills the ball straight into the man.
You don't pass that one. You know, show me your number.
He did a little bit more composure.
Yeah, he needed
there.
to be much more composed there.
In comes the cross again, looking for Gotaro.
But we like the Chiefs that has come out in the second half. Great sense of urgency.
Yeah.
The changes that have made impacted on this. Good tempo about it. Great finishing that we've seen. Good value for money for the fans who braved this cold weather. Amakos abonakala javulile.
Yeah, this will be taking them back to the top of the table where they were displaced by Polokwane City briefly. And as I said, this is just the tonic the Chiefs needed ahead of what is going to be a real tester against Mamelodi Sundowns. Oh, then a great pass there from Mtetwa. Well, he's showing that he's got a pass. Pele on the overlap is Mkwesa. Oh, the teenager drops the shoulder, looks up, can he finish? Chiefs now being guilty of and you can see what they're trying to do, shape it there, Vlagaze to the far post.
Listen, me, I like what I'm seeing in the second half from this Chiefs.
They're turning
team.
it on now.
They've turned it on. It's cut, man. It's cut is figgy, bafethu.
It's been a long time since they've had a chance to do that sort of thing, where they felt that they've put the game out of reach of the opponent. So as I said, this result will take Chiefs back to the top of the table where they were displaced by Sekhukhune United. That'll be 6 points from possible 6 for Chiefs. And there will be 2 points clear of Pirates and Polokwane City, as well as Amazulu, if things stay the way they are in that game as well down in Durban at Kings Park. Amazulu 1, Pirates 1. The Milford City are on their way to their first offside against Machela. Likes to run off the shoulder of the last defender, but this time going too early. Milford City, Milford FC, I beg your pardon, on their way to their first win in the Betway Premiership. They're at home to Zwelele. They had the lead there since the 77th minute of Milford. Now, Ajabulile Makhosi. As I said, it's just a perfect bounce back from a bitterly disappointing night here on Sunday.
They needed to do that. For the fans who've braved this cold weather, they needed to do it. They needed to bounce back. And boy, did they not do that with style as well.
Well, he's worked his socks off as Igotaro, Etiosa Igotaro.
I think he's done well in the second half. They've engaged him so much.
Just into the last minute then of regulation, and the pass a little bit too heavy. Oh, and there's Mthethwa that steps up again. He's been brilliant in that midfield.
Solid.
It's been more reminiscent of the Ox of old, when a lot of possession for Chiefs has broken up a lot of Sekhukune's attacks. So it's not to be a happy return to FNB Stadium for Kaizer.
Not at all.
We're hearing it will be a minimum 4 minutes. The crew's still not satisfied. I'm sure he wants this clean sheet as well. But also, if anything, I think Chiefs should have had at least one more goal.
Might not.
Just a little bit more. Need to be a little bit more ruthless than that. Than what we've seen here. When you do get the chance, and there were, I think, decent chances that they created there. They could have finished.
The goal difference counts at the end of the season, so you're right to say that they can't sit back and contend that they've scored 2 goals. Got to keep going, be ruthless.
I wonder what the Cruz would have made of all that, a little bit of the sugar that was being sprinkled out there. Shows coaches want ruthlessness, they want goals. When there is a chance to put your opponent to sword, you must do just that. Well, this was not looking like a game that could end in with a 2-goal cushion for either side, but Chiefs, to their credit, have come out a different side in the second half.
Whatever Mr. Cruz said to the players, it had an impact. There's been the sense of purpose, agency as well. Ruthless, took the chances that they created. It's paid off. Good response.
Not in any rush to get this one into play. When it comes, but that's poor. That's really bad. That's a poor corner from Pili, putting a blemish on what's been otherwise a very good performance from the new man in the Kaizer Chiefs setup. Being given his first start here, his full debut for Makhosi, and he has rewarded his coach with a battling performance out there, particularly in the second half. He's really done well. Also, a bit of pressure, but he won't be phased. He won it again high up here, Kaizer Chiefs. Playing keep ball here now with 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes remaining. Yeah, they were only gone for 3 days. Yes, it's a perfect response. A response was required. And here's a chance now again, maybe to put the cherry on top with a third. scored 3 in the first game of the season against Kruger. Tetwa nearly dispossessed it, but he did well to protect the ball. Free kick for Chiefs, and this just an opportunity to wind the clock off. They've taken it quickly. He's looking for Igodaro, who looks tired now, out on his feet.
Yeah, he looks tired.
But as he should be, because he's really worked hard.
He's worked very hard, particularly in the second half.
Two men converge on the player there, the Sekhukhune player. And this will go the way back to the keeper. Hupe, as they work it wide, now Sekhukhune. Can they get themselves a consolation goal? This will be their first defeat of the season. As Brighton Clover trying to bring that one to control to take a shot. And Brandon Peterson will grab that one. Ramavu with the attempt. And that's it. Abongile Tom blows the whistle, and it's job done for Kaizer Chiefs here. Well, it was a classic cliched game of two halves for Makosi, but they came out of for the second half a different side, a lot more urgency. Brian Martin in the end, deserving winners, I would think.
You're absolutely right. Sense of purpose, agency, very clinical. Needed to control the game. They did that. Good posture about them in the second half. And whatever the coach said to them had an impact. The subs that they've made as well had an impact. He's rebuilding the team. He's injecting more confidence and belief in these boys, and they seem to be responding. At home, with the fans that brave the weather, it's a good performance. Very solid defensively as well. That they'll be happy that they did not concede.
Absolutely. First clean sheet of the season, and then for Brandon Peterson. And yeah, I think all round a job well done. It was an uninspiring first half from both sides. But in the second half, a couple of changes that were made, and Chiefs came out with a little bit more, a change of attitude as well, and they were rewarded. Two well-taken goals. Luke Bartman opening his account for his club, and then two, Shabalala coming off the bench to seal the deal. And this man was solid as an ox in midfield this evening. So job well done all round, as it was when they last faced Sekhukhune United. Kaizer Chiefs run out victors by 2-0, and they go back top of the table.
Well, that is exactly the sort of result the Kaizer Chiefs and their fans would have wanted. A 2-0 victory here at the FNB Stadium. The player of the match is one of their marquee signings. It's Langelihle Pili. Langelihle, I see the smile, I see the emotion. How are you feeling right now?
Firstly, I'd like to thank the Almighty for granting me with this opportunity, because without him, this